Hey, Sweetness, are you staying over tonight? Of course. Always fine by me. You've already got a toothbrush here and everything. That works. I enjoy you not having to leave. I kind of like having you around. Awesome. We can have a sleepover. Like when we were kids, but, as adults. With fewer cartoons and more actual sleep. What? What do you mean? You... never? You didn't have any sleepovers as a kid? What about going to other people's sleepovers, like friends' birthdays and stuff like that? Wow. I'm so sorry, I didn't realize. No, I just feel kind of bad. Sleepovers are such a kid thing to do. Staying up super late, playing games, eating junk food, laughing too loud until your dad comes in and says to keep it down already. Yeah, I'm sorry you weren't able to do stuff like that. Actually, you know what? Let's do it ourselves. We can do it tonight. Absolutely. It's not a work night for us. We don't have to get up early in the morning. Let's do a real, actual sleepover. Let's do the thing you never got to do. How's that? I'm serious. I mean, only if you want to, of course, but I'd like to. I'd like to give you that experience. Honestly, it sounds like a ton of fun for me, too. Yeah, it really does. I miss being able to just be childlike. I think it's important that we do stuff like that sometimes. Think about it. Adulting isn't about being serious all the time. We can still have joy and fun and silly experiences. We should have those things. Keeps us from taking ourselves too seriously. We need to find the little happinesses where we can, and recreating a childhood staple is part of that. Otherwise, what's the point? What's the point of being alive if we're just surviving? Let's live a little. Let's have a sleepover. Yay! Okay then, first, we need to pull all these cushions down here. Come on, give me a hand. Because we're going to make a fort out of pillows and blankets. This is where we'll sleep. I promise it'll be comfortable. I don't have any sleeping bags, but that's okay, we can make do. Can you go get the blankets in the linen closet? Yep, over there. Perfect. Bring them here, please. Okay, we need to stack these like this. And then drape the blankets like this. Yeah, you see what I'm getting at? Yep, use the couch and the chair. Use everything we have in here to make it work. We got this. Here, let's weight this here. That should hold. We don't plan to be too rowdy in the fort, right? Huh, wouldn't you like to know? Okay, come on, this over here. Right. This is looking really good. Do we have any blankets left? Perfect. Let's get that blanket and these pillows here and make our nest. Yep, this is our cuddle nest in the fort. Now, as a kid, I didn't really cuddle my friends much. We each had our own nests. But tonight, I think we can share. Definitely. Now, let's see. We need the laptop down in here. And also, let me get those string lights. Hang on, one sec. Okay, here. String these up inside the fort. The battery should still have plenty of juice left. I'll get the laptop. All right, let's set this up here. Can we see it okay, both of us? What if we're curled up in the nest? What if we're lying in the nest? I want to make sure every angle is covered. Whatever we watch, we both need to see it. Okay, awesome. Now the fort is about ready. We can tweak it as needed, but right now it looks pretty good. I love how you did the lights. Yeah, they look gorgeous. It's magical in here, don't you think? Come here. Mwah. This is already so much fun. So, there are a few things on the sleepover checklist that we have to be sure to get to before we curl up for the night. This is serious business, didn't you know? Well, we have to make the popcorn, of course, but we can do that when we're ready to watch something. And we have to make sure we pick something to watch that's appropriate for a sleepover. Well, we could go for cartoons, or we could put on a movie. Something like Lilo and Stitch. Or something a little more mature and scary, depends on the flavor of the evening.
Yeah, Stitch likes that idea too.
And we can mix it up. We don't have to stick with one show or movie. The fun of being a kid again is the really short attention span. Okay, maybe I didn't entirely grow out of that, but you can't really blame me. Oh, we need other snacks besides popcorn. Do we have any candy? Oh, yes, that's perfect. We can put all of that in a bowl and make ourselves sick. I mean, most of the sleepovers I went to, somebody threw up from too much junk, and also probably too much excitement. But maybe we shouldn't aspire to that. We also need to have a pillow fight at some point, but with some pretty strict rules. Oh, pillow fights must be carefully regulated, otherwise chaos will ensue. Things like no fighting in the fort, otherwise it'll probably collapse, and no hitting with the full force of your adult self. That could cause actual damage. We're not kids anymore. I don't want tonight to end in concussions. There are other rules, but we can work them out with some tense but effective negotiations. We are just getting started, my love. Let's see. We need to have comfy PJs on, that's a rule. Oh, no putting anyone's underwear in the freezer. No writing on anyone's face or body with a Sharpie. No balancing things on the heads of sleeping persons. Yeah, some lessons were really learned the hard way. A lot of sleepovers I went to as a kid included some sort of makeover component. You want to take a stab at that? I won't do a full smoky eye on you or anything like that. But listening to music and painting toenails is actually really chill and fun for a group. My brother let me paint his toenails too a few times. He said it was really relaxing. Okay, we can get to that. Some things work better in a larger group, so maybe we won't do them. Things like Never Have I Ever or Truth or Dare. Things designed to probe the inner secrets of your friends, mostly. Yeah, well, you know most of my secrets anyway. Of course most, not all. What would be the fun in you knowing everything? Gotta hold a little something back. What else? We used to try to do silly occult things at sleepovers sometimes, like using a Ouija board or playing light as a feather, stiff as a board, stuff like that. I think we should skip those. They're not really two-person things. We could do Bloody Mary, though. No, not that. Bloody Mary is when you go in the bathroom with a candle and you don't turn on the light, so it's dark except for the candle, and you look in the mirror and say Bloody Mary 3 times. And if it works, you see the ghost of Bloody Mary behind you in the mirror. I don't know, I've never seen her. An old woman, I guess? It doesn't actually work, of course, but it scares little kids pretty effectively. Maybe not, but we should play some games. Games are a staple of sleepovers. God, I wish I still had a Wii. We could play, Wii bowling. I know, right? That's like a requirement. But we could play just about anything else that's 2-player. Or we could go really old school and play, checkers or Life or something. Ooh, maybe Candyland. I do, actually. I keep a few games here for when my niece visits. We could go really far back. That's entirely up to you. This is your sleepover, sweetness. Of course, I want this to be a ton of fun for you. I want you to experience as much as you like. We can eat cookies and dance around to loud music and brush each other's hair and do anything else we want. It's a sleepover. Oh, one word of caution, though. Tickle fights. Do not recommend. See, when I was little, my friends and I would do this thing at sleepovers where we'd pick someone that we would all pounce on and tickle. We thought it was hilarious. Turns out, not really all that hilarious. Well, you know how ticklish I am, and when it was my turn to be tickled, I might have panicked a little. Yeah, you see this little scar on my cheek? That's from my best friend's fingernail. No, that's my point. She couldn't help it. I was thrashing around so much. But when there's suddenly blood, it has a way of stopping things down. So yeah, no tickle fights. You know that anyway. So, ready to get our comfy PJs on? Hey, you okay? Aw, sweetness. You're welcome. I'm just glad I get to do something fun and a little different for you. It's gonna be great. You are way past due for a sleepover. What kind of partner would I be if I didn't make that happen? Kiss me and we'll be even. Perfect. Now how about those PJs? Let's get this slumber party started.